Welcome back to DajibanLife. As you can see here today, I have been working on a new bed frame because the last one was made out of wood and it didn't have proper legs. It was basically just just leaned up against the wheel wells, and I mean it works, so whatever. But I didn't really like that. This time I thought I might as well make it clean. You know what I mean? So I was gonna make it out of aluminum, but they don't sell really thick aluminum box tubing. So I was testing the strength of it, and it didn't seem like it would hold up my weight, and also the weight of a mattress, because I think the mattress, the IKEA mattress that I'm gonna get, probably weighs about like 80 pounds or so, or maybe a little less. But altogether, this thing should be able to hold like 400 or 500 pounds. Is what I'm hoping. So I ended up opting for a steel box tube. You can see it there. It's 1¼ inch, 16 gauge, and I just welded it together and made it the height so that my battery box can slide under here, right? And I also made this center beam removable, just because I found that when I had to like mess with my battery, or if like my inverter went out or something, you know, I just had to mess with it in the box. Before, on my wooden one, it was everything was fixed, right? Like there was nothing that you could remove, and so it was a real pain in the butt because the height of the bed was just enough so that the box could slide under, and then anytime I had to work on it, I have to pull it all the way out, you know what I mean, out into the middle of the floor, away from the bed, and then work on it and then push it back in. So it really kind of cramped the space. So this time I figured I'd make a removable beam right here, so that the what do you call it, the battery box, if I needed to work on it, I could just take off I'm gonna have some wooden planks. I'm gonna take the wooden planks from my old bed and just velcro them to the top of the metal here on the new bed frame. So velcro is gonna hold the wooden planks together to the frame, and then when I need access to my battery, I could just, you know, unvelcro, just pop them off, right? Like 2 of them or whatever, or all 3 of them, whatever. Just kind of move my mattress, just push it off to the side, or fold it or whatever, and then take off the center beam right here, and then the box should be able to open. I think. I mean, hopefully there's enough space for it to open, because there's these tabs here might impede the progress, but I could just cut those down. Alright, so I got my battery box in there, where it's going to sit for the most part. I think ideally I'd want the battery box to be on this side of the van to help distribute the weight, because the fuel tank is right under here. So most of the weight is on this side, but utility wise I found that having this space to use is way more useful, just functionally, because if this is over here, I do have a kitchen unit that's going to go in right here, right next to the fridge. And so when the kitchen unit goes in, this space kind of dies. It's kind of a dead space, so I can't really get to it that easily when I have a kitchen. And so that's why I'm putting the battery on this side, even though the fuel tank's also on this side. I mean, this side of the van is actually pretty heavily weighted, because the fridge is on this side, the kitchen's on this side with all the water. It's only 3 gallons, but most of the weight is on this side. So that's why I try to carry my tools on the opposite corner, because my tools are pretty heavy. It's probably at least a couple 100 pounds worth of equipment. So hopefully that balances things out. Probably not, because I think the fridge weighs around 200 pounds, I would say. Maybe a little less than that. I mean, with food in it, definitely 200. The kitchen probably doesn't weigh that much, probably like 50 pounds. And then the batteries weigh just about 150 pounds or so. So what is that, like almost 500 pounds? And my tools don't weigh 500 pounds. So that's why I also bought this dresser unit thingy off of Amazon. And the frame is made out of metal. The metal is made out of the frame. But the frame is made out of metal. So I just ended up drilling some holes in the frame, as you can see up there. And with some clamps, it's just some, what do you call it, conduit clamps. And then just clamp that onto my closet bar, because I don't have that many clothes to hang up on there, and my clothes would slide around a lot. So hopefully that will cut down on the sliding. And also now I have a drawer system. I was using that thing right there, that white thing. You can't see what it is, but it's like a hanging closet kind of thingy with drawers and stuff. It's made out of fabric, but that thing was a piece of crap. Like, yeah, it lasted like a year, but it just ended up falling apart because it's made out of fabric. This time the drawers are made out of fabric, but the frame is made out of metal, so hopefully that'll last a longer time. I can put all my underwear and stuff in there instead of just, you know, throwing it on the floor, at least for now. And there's a little spot on top for my shoes, so I can put my shoes up there. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, and then I just need to unlatch my battery box like this, open it up, and boom, I have full access. So that's gonna be way more helpful. Hopefully all this stuff looks okay. Yeah, I haven't checked my batteries in a really long time, but it does look like there's some warping going on in this first cell. Is it? Maybe it's swollen a little bit? It has been really hot, and this first cell usually gets, you know, most of the stress from charging and discharging, so yeah, hopefully that's alright. But the BMS does say that one cell is has some over voltage on it, but you know, whatever. Well, you know, out of sight, out of mind. Hopefully it's been working okay so far, so hopefully it keeps working. Those batteries are usually rated to go last like 10 years. Definitely inside of a car though, that's not air conditioned all the time. That could maybe be problematic because they get pretty hot, but whatever. Anyway, I don't have time to think about that. But yeah, basically that is gonna be my bed setup right here. Boom, there it is. Nice new bed frame made out of steel, nice and strong, no more bowing, hopefully. Unless the center piece breaks. I'm able to access my battery just by boom, lifting this up and then just taking off the second plank there in the middle. And then when I want to put it back, got these Velcro bits that I just match up nice and flush. Stick that back on there, and that's not going anywhere. Especially once I get a mattress, a new, like a real mattress this time for like a real bed. Now is the moment of truth. Go ahead and test the bed. Get this shit off me. Oh yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of a noise because the wooden planks aren't affixed, right? It's just Velcro holding them down. So they sort of move around a little bit when I shift, especially because the boards are a little bit bowed now after a year of use of me laying down on them. The glasses are just not cooperating with me. But yeah, I think once the weight of the mattress gets on them, then I won't hear the shuffling as much, and it feels pretty solid. I'm laying down on this, and yeah, it's not budging. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, it's not pretty, but it works, and now I'll be able to sleep properly, because I have been sleeping on the floor and that's been a drag. Now I can focus on making my kitchen so that I can start cooking food again and whatnot, and just being able to live life normally like anyone else would in an apartment. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it for this video. I think I'm just gonna pretty much just clean up and maybe try to test fit my old kitchen, take some measurements and figure out if I can get that thing to fit in here, just temporarily even, so it gives me a better sense, you know, something to design around. But I think for the most part, like, yeah, I'm really happy with that, how that came out. I mean, it's not super pretty, but I kind of like the industrial metal look, and the wood, the only piece of the wood there is for, you know, the part that's necessary for the slats, basically, which I'm really happy about, because I'm not a big fan of using wood on cars. I don't think cars the last time we used wood on cars was back in the 1900s, right? Like, we live in the 2000s now. I don't believe that wood belongs in cars, but for this purpose and this purpose only, it makes sense. Don't look at that, it's pretty gross because I used a chisel to knock off something that was on there. But yeah, I think bed is pretty much complete. I'm going to go shopping tonight at IKEA, get a mattress. So you'll see the update next week. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, thanks for watching.